Okay, welcome to our podcast, Beyond the Guay. We are two best friends who met as missionaries in Uruguay, now living in Salt Lake City. Very different lives. And we talk about Mormon culture in Utah, our point of view, and we catch up as two grown-ass men who started a podcast so that we can still be friends. On today's episode, we wanted to talk a little bit more about the Housewives of Salt Lake City. Is that what you wanted to start with?
Yes, I just figured I would let everyone know where I'm at in my journey. So I feel like you were right that I'm starting to not like Lisa now.
Wait, what?
You just keep being right, Greg.
What season are you on now?
So I'm on season 4, episode like 9 or 10, something like that. And so Lisa is like super against Monica. And she's like, I would never treat my mother that way. Which, like, at first I was thinking too, and then I saw like the next scene where Monica and her mom go to dinner, a meal together, and I was like, oh no, I would talk to my mom that way.
Was that the scene where the mom, she's like, you left me in the car to make out with the man, or left me in the trunk, and she's like, I did that one time.
I know. Kyler was playing video games, and I looked over at him and I was like, one time makes you a good parent.
That was wild to me that she said that. Like, I did that one time. I left you in the trunk of my car to make out with a man.
Man, and
only once
you're having to make justifications, you're probably not making the best choices as a parent.
Yeah, and didn't she like abandon her, like, so she could go be an actress, and like just threw her to her neighbor for like so many years?
And when she tells her, like, I'm not saying that I'm judging you for like what you did or whatever, but what I'm saying is I was abandoned. I felt abandoned. You left me with these people. And then her mom starts saying, like, New York was so much harder than I thought it would be. You have no idea. I don't care. I was 12. I wanted my mom. Like, what are you talking about?
That's not the problem I was trying to talk to you about. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, but just like, I don't know. Probably someone who says they're abused don't immediately say, I don't believe you. Like Lisa's doing. So,
yeah.
And there's so many different forms of abuse. Like, you're really going to tell someone that they weren't abused? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
that's the main thing with Lisa. Who's in fights now? I feel like every season I'm like, do they love each other or do they hate each other? Because it goes back and forth so often. Like Whitney and Heather.
That's fair. Yeah, Whitney and Heather, I don't know. They seem fine. Definitely not like best friends like they were.
I think they become best friends again. Spoiler.
Okay. That doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
Heather and Lisa, very interesting relationship right now because Lisa's son has decided to serve a mission.
Oh.
Just when I was going to Colombia.
Okay. Okay. We can talk about that. Let's talk about this. What are your thoughts?
I mean, like, if he wants to do that, I wouldn't do it again.
I mean, do you think it's morally wrong for someone to go on an LDS mission? Let's discuss.
I feel like I'm a fairly nuanced person when it comes to beliefs. One thing I like about the country we live in is literally that you're supposed to have religious freedom, and I think people should be able to have their beliefs. I don't think you should be forcing your beliefs onto other people, like really in any capacity. And missionaries, like, I don't necessarily feel like they are forcing it onto people. They are going out there and offering to teach to people.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, you could say no. Many people did. So.
Well, not to speak like to different people's perspective and their experiences, but like I listened to Heather Gay on a podcast and she was talking about how she felt so like wrong about it in hindsight because they teach you to like to play with their kids and they teach you to like, she's like essentially all these manipulation tactics, and she's like it just seems so morally wrong. And then we asked them to pray in front of us about if the Book of Mormon's true. It's like kind of all this like very structured way of getting them to do stuff, which I'm like, yeah, but at the end of the day, And I also do think they don't tell us to, like, she was a sister missionary. Like, they don't
right.
tell
They actually tell us not to play with the children
like,
and
stay
to, like,
away
do
from
not
kids.
touch a kid,
Yeah.
right? Like,
but I'm like, a part of me is, and I think this happens a lot in life. Kensley and I talked about this. Like, you have that, there's unlimited amount of, like, love, and there's a limited amount of hard work given that you can give in your life. And so a lot of times people might feel regret for something that you didn't maybe feel was right in hindsight. And a lot of people feel this in jobs too. Like, I wasted my life away at that job and it's for a terrible company. But at the end of the day, you worked hard. And I like, whatever you did, as long as you didn't commit fraud like Jen Shaw, you shouldn't really feel bad about the work you put into something. Especially at the time if you believed in it.
Right.
And then later, hindsight taught you that maybe you don't believe in it. I don't think you should feel bad about that. And same with love. Like, some people have regret about divorce. I wasted all my time in this divorce, but like, love is unlimited, so you're not going to waste love.
yeah.
And time is like a thing that, like, you could
Unfortunately,
lose.
it's finite. Yeah.
Time is finite, but if you spend it loving someone or working hard and loving on the missionaries, the biggest thing you hear from missionaries is that they love the people, and like, I do truly believe that's true. So then if someone wants to go on a mission, I'm all for it. It also is kind of like a good, I mean, at this day and age, anything, like, just get out of your parents' house. I don't know. It's a good way for young men and women to just grow up and be independent and learn. And I don't think what they're doing is so awful. Like, they're spreading what they believe is true, and it's service. And so go do it.
Yeah. I mean, I did see, so because Heather and Lisa are kind of having this friction right now, and
Right.
Heather does like have a cutaway where she's talking about how she's very ashamed of, or maybe she's telling Whitney, like, she's very ashamed of what she did as a missionary.
Right.
And like, as somebody who has like come out and who is like no longer part of the church, like, I have thought about this a lot, and I do feel, I don't know, a lot of mixed things about it, because like, on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, totally, you should have the freedom to believe what you believe, and if you want to go spend your own time, you know, spreading that, sharing it with people, good for you. At the same time, you actually said something that I hadn't really thought about it from the perspective of like, what about for Jack himself? Like, what about for the missionary?
Yeah.
And I, like, personally do feel like we were a little bit like almost brainwashed in the MTC to be like thinking a certain way and functioning a certain way. And it's more just like conditioning, I guess.
Yeah.
But so there is that piece of it too. And like, I don't know, also complicated feelings, because I know from like an institutional standpoint, the church is against queer people. And so like, I don't like the church for that reason.
Right.
But I also know that like culturally, especially here in Utah, you see all the time, culturally, a lot of younger Mormons are actually very socially accepting. Like, they are pro human rights in a lot of ways. And so like, if those are the kind of people they're bringing to the church, great, keep changing it from within.
Right.
But so it's like, again, very complicated.
Well, I wonder, like, I think about it now because, like, so Kensley's little brother went on a mission, and I was so excited for him, and he ultimately came home early, not because of any, like, and I'm actually, like, proud that he came home early. He was like, I just don't think I believe what I'm teaching, and I can't continue to this path if I don't believe. I mean, I just, like, and I feel the same way. Like, if I wasn't fully in, I wouldn't be doing it. And it wasn't because he missed home, and it wasn't because of any of that. But like you said, a lot of people are more accepting and open-minded as they're younger in the church. And I'm wondering how that is affecting the missionary work, because the missionary does not, as far as I know, they do not allow you to think open-mindedly.
No.
Like, and I don't know
Definitely
how.
not when we were missionaries.
Well, and as missionaries, I know I truly believed in it all. And now I'm like, ugh, I wouldn't care. I don't want to tell people not to drink coffee. I don't want to tell people not to have premarital sex. I don't want to tell people they can't be gay.
Well, and for me, I almost feel worse because, like, I don't know that even at the time I necessarily fully believed in it. Otherwise, I think I would have been more obedient than I was, because I would have believed that God wanted me to be obedient.
See, I believe
But I think I was I was at that age, like, I was trying to figure out who I am in my life.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to give this a real shot, because I
Right.
before the mission, I told my mom I wasn't going on one. I turned my papers without her knowledge. And,
Right.
because then I was like, you know what, actually, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I'm going to do this. And like, I'll figure things out.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of it's same with college. Like I feel like a lot of people go to college because they don't know what they're doing with their life, and then they spend a lot of money on a degree they never finish. And it's just there's got to be some better way. Maybe this is a business idea of like you don't want to go to college, and the mission's only like a Mormon thing. You don't want to go on a mission, but how to like go live in a community with like 18 to 24-year-olds. And just hang out.
Like a cost-effective gap year.
Yeah, like go live with people your age who are experiencing the same thing. And like it's like student housing, but for non-students. Like is there like they all get a job at the local mall? I don't know. Like or like
I mean, I could totally see the benefits of it because like while I say I wouldn't do it again, like because of where I'm at in my life, I don't regret doing it either. And
yeah.
Especially for us that we left the country and we learned a new language, it like opened my mind and my perspective on the world so much that I actually think that's what helped me get to where I am today. Yeah. So
no, exactly. I mean, like you said, there's a gap year and people go like, but that's like for rich people. I'm sorry. Like if you're not rich, you can't go have a gap year. You live with your parents till you're 30.
That's true.
But there's got to be a effective, like get out of the house.
It's like foreign exchange student, but you're not a student, but you still exchange with someone.
But it can even be in your same state. Like, just go move the city over with people your age.
Definitely get out of your parents' house.
Yeah, but like it's hard though because what are you going to go do? Go live in an apartment? Like it's
well, and it's expensive. So
it is expensive. But if you have like we had like 6 roommates when we lived in college.
We basically had 2 to 3 people in every bedroom. So.
Right, like it's that time of life where you're just and you learn how to like clean up after yourself because your pissy roommate. Well, I was a pissy roommate that would get mad if you didn't clean.
You learn to share the thermostat.
Yes. Send passive aggressive notes to each other like dishes ? What was it my roommate did? Dishes ?
Smiley face. Yes. A note on the door. Did it work?
No. It wasn't for me. I always did the dishes. It was for one of our roommates.
Yeah.
But anywho, because the mission is hard. Like we talked about this. Remember when I was feeling a little bit of guilt? Because for me, I've never really had handouts in my life because I come from a big family. So I paid for all my schooling. My parents really raised me to be independent, and all my siblings. And they said, if you want to go to college, you're paying for it yourself. By the time my mom was very much like at age 18, you leave the house and you never come back. I got my first job at 14 at a first real job. Obviously, I got my first job at 8. I was a little child actor in the local dinner theater. The ambition. Yes. I did shows at the dinner theater. I made $5 a show. My paychecks were like $20. Like I thought I was so I thought I was so rich. Like I was so excited. It was a paper check.
Yeah.
My mom brought me to the bank and it was like unheard of because she opened a bank account for me. And they were like, he's 8? Like it was so weird for them. But I deposited my $20 checks, and at Christmas I had saved up I think like $50. And I was like I'm gonna buy gifts for all 7 of my siblings. And
what a generous child.
I was a generous child. And I went and bought my mom the King and I DVD at Best Buy because there's no such thing as Amazon. You couldn't just order stuff. So Best Buy had all the niche musicals.
It wasn't like Circuit City. Did you have one of those?
It was like Circuit City. We had Circuit City,
Rack,
Radio Shack, H.H. Gregg.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Okay. But I finally found it at Best Buy, and it cost $40. And then I remember driving home. I spent all my money basically on one gift for my mom. And I drove home and I cried. And my brother Steven was driving me. He had no idea why I was so sad.
What a life lesson.
I got home. I went in my room. My mom saw that I went home and cried. Also speaks to how I was as a kid. I was just very sensitive a lot of the time. And I remember she's like, "Why are you crying?" And Steven was like, "I swear I didn't do anything." my like brother who was very kind-hearted. He's like, "I swear."
So funny.
But life lesson.
Yeah, life lesson.
Anywho, but I started working at a young age, and so by the time I was 18, I just knew I was like, I have to do this all on my own. this is a huge side tangent. Just to say that the one time I had someone help me out was when I went on a mission, and I was like, I worked for a company that paid for my mission. That's like it was a Utah company, and so they were very big. Like if you work for us so many hours, and I worked there for like a year, we'll pay so many dollars, and they ended up just paying for my whole mission. And I remember being so grateful, and I was like, so I needed to work hard. But then you pointed out to me, you're like, Greg, you know you were working for free. Like,
right, like 2 years. Okay, so that's another thing on Real Housewives. Meredith says, I didn't realize it was like 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it is every second of every day, and you're not getting paid. In fact, you're being given an allowance of the money that you essentially paid the church.
Right. Which for me was the company.
Which is like literally exactly enough to live on. And if you mismanage your money, then like it's not good for you.
Right. And they divvy it out depending on where you live. So if you live in a more expensive place, they're going to give you more to live. And then it's very much like communism. But so for us who lived in South America, they're like, oh, we're literally going to give you just enough to buy food and toiletries. And then that's it.
Yeah. And honestly, like we could have done with a little bit more because they're also counting on members of the church to feed you at least once a day, every day.
Yes.
And some of my areas, like half the month, if not more, no one fed us. So we were eating eggs and rice like, all the time.
All the time. Which
is like fine, but
I mean, and
it's just like
I had an area, and we'll probably I'll have to talk about this area a lot, like in detail, but it was the worst because it was a branch of 5 people, like that's it. That was the whole ward, so they weren't feeding us, and it just so happens it was at a time where I had a very difficult companion who, when I got there, he had spent all his money. And so he just assumed that I was a rich American who had extra money. I didn't.
They assume that about all the Americans.
Yeah, and so I didn't have any extra money, and so then I had to like ration our rice and chicken. Like, yeah, it was just wild. In that area, like, I eventually talked to, and like it's being managed by children. So like I talked to my zone leader about it. And he's like, "That's the mission." And then I later told the mission wife.
What a great response. That's exactly the empathetic response you want to hear.
Yes. Like, hey, I think I'm starving. Like,
that's the mission.
I'm like, okay. Thankfully, I think I said this on here already. I would pick the fruit from outside.
Yeah.
It teaches you resilience. And
it makes you scrappy.
It makes you scrappy. And I did the mission president's wife. I told her about that, and she's like, oh my goodness, you should have told me. I would have sent you guys more money. And I'm like, oh.
She was the sweetest.
She was so nice. Because didn't someone, I mean, we'll talk about that in a second, but like, she was really worried about people hazing other missionaries. Which, didn't you get hazed?
Yeah.
Stay tuned for next week's episode of Ryan getting hazed by his companion.
Yeah, we can share that another time. Though.
Okay. But anyway, the whole point of this long side story tangent is to talk about how we did the math, and like I think it came out to like if they would have paid us minimum wage, like $7 an hour for how many hours that we worked, plus the overtime, because we would be working essentially from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, given that pretty much everything I was doing after 6:30 in the morning when I woke up was dictated by the church, I feel like that's the working hours.
Okay, but I do think we took that into account. We did everything, and then we did overtime hours, and the fact that we didn't even get one day off.
Right. Full day.
Not a full day. We have
even the partial day had rules. So
partial day, you had to it was the only day you could go out to get like your essentials done, and then you had to be back to work at 6 p.m. It's like Yeah, I think it equaled out to be like
crazy to think
70,000. If it was minimum wage, it'd be $70,000 in those 2 years.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's how, and you're like, so that's how much the church owes you.
Like if I could just at least get the money back we put into it.
Yes. And then that, for the first time, I finally was like, oh, yeah, I don't feel bad.
Yeah, no, don't.
Like I don't feel like I was given a handout, which I felt for a long time. I'm like, oh no, I worked my butt off.
Yeah.
And I worked really hard, and you learn to work hard, and it's not for everybody. And like, that's the thing, you get companions that don't like to work hard, and I used to judge them, but now I'm like, oh, it's because they're normal people. The moral of the story is missions are hard. And I honestly don't think I could do it. I mean, no, I for sure know I wouldn't be able to do it now. And as well, I encourage...
I would never. In fact, I used to have like... I used to wake up with like night sweats from like nightmares that I was on another mission. So it clearly had some kind of PTSD mark on me. But
Okay.
Do you still have I went to
nightmares?
Therapy, and I've been pretty good since then. So
I remember that. You were saying... That was my favorite thing, when you said that you were going to therapy. Not because you're going to therapy. Because everyone likes to guess why.
Some might call them my loved ones.
Yes, I was guilty of it because I first was like, because of being gay in Utah, and you're like, no. And then your sister immediately was like, for the eating disorder.
Why does everyone think I have one? I don't.
And so you're like, no, it's because I have bad mission dreams. But you don't have them anymore. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like just talking, like actually talking about it out loud, because like I've obviously thought about things, and there really is just so much power in like speaking things out loud. I sometimes forget about that. I just think, no, if I'm like thinking about things in my head, I can work through something. But honestly, now and lately, I'll just like talk to if I'm not talking to someone else, like I'll talk to myself out loud, because I just like, you hearing yourself say it makes such a difference.
Yeah. It's kind of insane how much a stereotype I was, particularly as like, it's known that straight men don't go to therapy. And when I started dating Kensley, she was like, I think you should do therapy. And then I was like, why? And she's like, you said yourself, like, everyone benefits from therapy, and I think you should go. And I was like, I don't think I need therapy, though.
It's so funny that like everyone pretty much will agree that therapy's helpful, but then so many people
will
like,
say, I don't need it.
It's like literally every single person could benefit.
Well, and it's funny because we've been dating 3 years, and I've been going to therapy for 3 years, and the amount of change and like perspective and just learning about myself, and like, I mean, it's just crazy how much I've been grown and able to work through things. And I mean, and being in a relationship too, things kind of come to the it's like, I say it's like you're shining one of those like very close up mirrors on yourself.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, like when you're in a relationship, because
Yes.
all of a sudden all your flaws are being presented to another person who's like, you have these flaws, and you're like, no, I don't.
Yeah, being vulnerable is not really the most fun. So
Yes. You said being vulnerable is not the most fun? Yeah. Okay. I actually think it is.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, we've had this discussion because you don't cry. I love crying. Like, I was taught that it's good, but I still had that perspective of like, I don't need it.
I mostly only cry in movies, which is why actually earlier today we were talking about death and funerals and things. And I always think like, oh, this person I was close to passed away, but like I'm just gonna like show up to the funeral or whatever, and then I always show up and end up just like bawling the whole time.
That, my friend, is called suppression.
Yes, yeah, you know.
So you don't let it out regularly, so it all comes out at once.
Yeah, that's
Gotta
probably
come
true.
Out.
I mostly just cry in movies. Real life doesn't.
I do cry a lot more in movies, which,
me.
I mean, that's, to be fair, they are designed to do that.
Yeah.
And it is
I'm a real sucker for it.
Me too. Also because I enjoy crying, so I'm like, here it comes.
Here comes that serotonin boost.
Yeah. But no, I think I'm glad that therapy's worked out for you.
Yes. Currently not going. You know, probably have more things I could work on, but we'll get there. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. It is interesting because I still go, and sometimes I'm like, this is a waste of time. But then I talk about it, and I'm like, Something else I found out about myself.
I will say, just a few months ago, a group of us went and saw Jimmy Carr do stand up at the University of Utah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so funny. And he mentioned he like implored the men in the room to go to therapy. He was essentially was saying just like, he was like, it's good for everyone, but straight men often like talk to people the least, just like open up and are vulnerable. And so it was like more important for them. Like as long as you're opening up and talking to somebody, likely you're working through things. But like if you really are not talking to anyone, if you don't have close friends that you're opening up to, either choose to start doing that or seriously go to therapy.
Right. Well, also like it's crazy how much, and I know people make fun of it, and there's like Instagram tropes about like people who think they know more now because they go to therapy. But I do think having awareness of mental health, I mean, I don't know about you, but like older generations, I can literally see why people are the way they are. I'm like, oh, you're not actually mad at them. You're projecting. Oh, you're actually embarrassed, which is why you're reacting this way. Like, it's just like, I can see it more in other people because I'm able to see it in myself first.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
it's like, clearly there's an underlying issue here. Like, that's why you're reacting this way. And it's just like so interesting that older generations are of the generation of like, there's nothing wrong with me, but there's everything wrong with them. Like,
And I was laughing because like what you're saying is like reminding me of when I first started college out of high school. My first semester I took like intro to sociology, intro to psychology, and like a communications course. And I was still living with my parents. I was going to community college, and I was learning so much about communication. And so I was just like, I'm going to use these tricks at home. And my mom would get so pissed. Yeah. You're trying to manipulate me. You think you're so smart, whatever. But honestly, like, it just like really was like opening up my mind. And I feel like going to therapy is actually just kind of like a mini soft science class that like helps you broaden your perspective and see the world a little differently and helps you process, you know, your own life events better.
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. And it's just, it's so funny to me.
And yeah, okay, whatever. If I'm manipulating you, I guess I'm smart.
Well, and you can't, I don't know, if you think you're being manipulative, it's like, what are you so afraid of? I don't know.
You might be like kind instead of mean, or like might say something in a nice way instead of just like demanding it. I don't know.
When you think about like therapy, I had a friend that went to therapy and he was very like standoffish of it. And the therapist is like, you know, I'm here to help you. I'm not like, they're like, why? How do you feel that way? Like, what? How? Like, why does that trigger something in you? And he's like, it doesn't. It's just
like defensive.
Yeah,
I was that way my first couple of sessions as well.
It's just like, you do know, like, because
like
they're like,
shield.
They're not gonna trick me. It's like, you do know that their job is to help you work through things. There's no trickery. I mean, if you are feeling defensive, there's probably, let's look into that. Like, here's the thing. I used to think I'm so good at therapy. Because
I aced it.
I have answers for everything, and then she'll say something, and I'll be like, I don't know. And then I'm like puzzled, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta find a good answer for this. What is it? And she's like, there doesn't have to be an answer right now. And I'm like,
oh my gosh. No, but that's something that also stressed me out, and that I constantly had to be reassured, because I do not like not knowing like the answer or what's going on, or I'm like, no, we gotta figure this out right this second.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to let it simmer.
But did you go to early morning seminary?
Yes. I didn't grow up in Utah, so yeah. Well, I mean, I guess some people just don't go to seminary, though. Did you go to seminary growing up?
I didn't go to seminary for the first 2 years of high school because I wasn't going to church then. And then I went to church. I started going to church at 16, so the last 2 years of high school, I went to early morning seminary.
Okay.
When did yours start? Do you remember?
Do you technically graduate?
I got a certificate of completion. I did not graduate.
Okay. Hey, that's something.
Yeah.
I did graduate, by a hair, because I started missing a lot of it towards the end.
Did you have?
Mine started at. It was either 6:20 or 6:30, and I feel like it ended at 7:10 or 7:15.
Cool.
Maybe it changed throughout the 4 years, and that's why I'm mixing it up. But
mine started at 5:50 because it ended at 6:50 because
5:50.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the church was 30 minutes from my house, so I had to.
Why did it start so early?
Because everyone from my seminary
Who went off to school.
Went to the same school.
And how far was that?
30 minutes away.
See, that's why we were like a 7 to 10 minute drive from the church to the high school, so it didn't have to be.
Our church was so far in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, it's still earlier than I wanted to be up for scripture study.
But the church hired a bus specifically to pick them up from the church. Wow. They all got on the bus, and the bus brought them to that school. Which, by the way,
we came out to a parking lot full of parents in minivans who took us to school.
I was homeschooled in high school, so I didn't go to that school. But I can't imagine those kids. Everyone was probably that Mormon bus.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
Everyone coming.
At least we showed up in normal car, just looked regular drop off.
Yeah, it's just all the kids in the Mormon bus. But no seminary. So because I was homeschooled, I would go back home and go back to sleep until I woke up in the middle of the day to do schoolwork. But those naps, those mornings, something about those, I always had very, very vivid dreams. Because I don't know if
middle of the day naps actually are crazy.
You have more. I dream more. I don't know if it's because
it's also the only time I have a falling off the cliff dream.
Oh.
It's during the day.
Interesting.
I know. I don't know why.
Is it because your body's telling you that you shouldn't be doing this?
Yeah. Don't be sleeping. Yeah. Probably is my anxiety being be more productive.
No, middle of the day naps, I remember so vividly, but nighttime, maybe it's because I'm getting actual sleep at night and not in the day. You know how the REM cycle is, something like that.
Probably, it might, once you're fully deep in the REM cycle, you just can't remember.
Yeah.
It's too hard climbing out of it.
Yeah. But do we want to talk any more about the Secret Housewives? The Housewives.
No, I just feel like
Jen Shah's in jail.
Jen Shah is still in jail as of the moment I'm on in the show.
She's in jail, or she's in jail.
Yeah.
She's in jail the rest of the series because she just got out of jail last year, December.
After the filming of season 6, which just came out. Okay, yeah. So she's in jail. And everyone, it's actually you can now for sure see that everyone was just putting on a front while she was around, because now everyone's I heard she was talking shit about me, so I'm not calling her. Who was it? Meredith was she's I'm supposed to how am I supposed to visit her? Show up at the prison? Yeah, that's how you visit somebody.
Mary said that?
It's something like that. It's basically I don't know what she's expecting me to do to support her visitor. I'm living my life.
What prison was she in?
I don't remember. All I can remember is when she says something about and I'm worried about going to Rikers, but I don't think that's where she ever went.
Where's Rikers?
Oh, see, now I can tell you don't watch Law & Order SVU. It's a New York prison.
I used to watch it a ton with you guys.
Because it's the best.
Yeah. I did enjoy
I'm a few seasons behind. I got to season 22, and the pandemic made it hard to watch because Dick Wolf was trying to advocate for coronavirus awareness or whatever, but he had them wearing masks in the show, and I was this is supposed to be my break from the real life, so
yeah, I feel that's what a lot of people felt.
Then it just kind of got hard for me to watch.
But so Meredith and Angie, are they fighting? Or did I spoil something?
Meredith and Angie, no. Yes, so they're not really getting along. They're not super fighting, but they're not really getting along. The biggest things have been Monica and Lisa cannot stop going at it.
Okay.
And Monica is she does seem a little crazy to me. She just is quick to anger, and I can totally see because of her mother how we've gotten here. Mm-hmm. But maybe just work on it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Angie seems awesome to me.
I like Angie. She's one of my favorites. But I think there's a rumor started that her and Meredith get in a fight. I don't know if you've heard it yet.
No. I mean, they like had their argument because Meredith was saying like, I could destroy them or something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the rumor about her husband.
Yes.
I mean, he's a male hairdresser. Who isn't gonna have that rumor as a male hairdresser?
Cool. But so you saw,
especially because he's like, I mean, as a male hairdresser, he's very well kept, and he wears like muscle shirts and he's muscular. It's just like all the things that would make someone be like, "You're gay."
Yeah.
Like, whoop-de-doo. Like,
also,
get over
Utah's
it.
very like.
Like being gay so bad. Come on.
Well, has he talked about his response to it?
He did, yeah.
I like his
he
response.
started to tear up about it.
He's like, I don't care about being accused of being gay. It's the infidelity that like I think is what actually hurts.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah. Also, that like your friends are the ones talking about this, like that sucks too.
That's the famous. So that's one of the famous Meredith lines. That episode, I think, there's two famous Meredith lines, where she goes, "The rumors and ramblings." Just like, I could talk about her husband, all the rumors and ramblings. So that's a famous Meredith quote. And then the other one is when she's like, "You can leave."
Oh my gosh. And once again, with the serpent face. I'm telling you, I feel like every time I see Meredith angry, her face becomes like serpent. Like she is the basilisk. Like I always say, because I just have such... I'm always hot. I feel like I have this crazy internal heat. I have this phoenix living inside me. But hers, she has a basilisk. And when she's angry, it becomes her face. She's like, "You can leave." Like, it's crazy.
So those are like her famous iconic lines, all in one scene. It was a great episode.
I love it. Yeah, it really was. Which, like, I will say, I would be irked, to say the least, if somebody invited someone on my trip, and especially if I did not want that person there.
Wait, so who invited who? I don't remember.
Whitney invited Angie on the trip to the Trixie Motel.
Oh, okay.
Which... Mary's reaction to the Trixie Motel is crazy. She is like, why? Like, why is all of this the way it is?
Like, you can tell she's never seen a drag queen in her life. But also, she's so pretentious. She's like, this is a motel?
Right. She, as soon as she heard that, she's like, ugh.
What is the thing? Her famous line, like, do you have 2003 Dom Perignon?
Oh,
no.
That was so funny.
She's like...
She was morally offended.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Like, it's just crazy. And then they went out shopping for each other's outfits, and Lisa was upset about her jangly skirt. Girl, it's not a big deal, okay?
Okay, have they done their makeover yet?
Yeah, they did that too.
With Lisa having a mental breakdown?
Yeah, because she flew Glam Squad in for this. Girl, it's drag makeup. Like, and also, like, at this point, it's 2026, and drag is popular, actually. So get with it, okay? You want to stay trendy? Put that fucking makeup on.
Well, you can tell she's just insanely insecure. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm not insecure. No.
But you are. Like, and you can just admit that. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to not wear my makeup. Like, and then the girls might leave you alone about it.
Right. I'm a public figure. I am insecure about my looks sometimes.
I have a tequila brand. It's called Vita. You don't know? Yes. So
just, like,
I have to look like Vita. Yes. I can't look like Trixie.
Just lie about that. But she's like...
Just come up with something.
She like had a mental breakdown because of someone else doing her makeup. Like, or having to do drag makeup. She like... lost her ever-loving mind.
Or she could have also just, like... Meredith didn't go crazy, but she also didn't throw a huge fit. She just didn't do crazy makeup. I was like, I look fine. Yeah. Like, she could have just done that. And there was someone else who didn't either. Besides Mary, obviously. She doesn't really participate in anything.
Well, Mary... not to spoil it, but I think they bring it up in the reunion. And Mary's like, you know that's insecurity, right? She's like, it's not. It's not. It's like, it is.
I'll say I have heard, due to, for those who don't know, Salt Lake City is also called Small Lake City because everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
It's a fake city. I've always called it that. And it
call
continues
it-
to be because it doesn't concentrate. It just keeps expanding outward with the urban sprawl. But
Yeah, the city itself, they're trying to make it big now, which I'm excited for. With I guess they also have such a hard-on for the Olympics. They're like, yes,
it's
the Olympics.
very true.
Like, it's coming in 2034 again, and they're
I
like,
mean,
they
I'm
already
already
have
excited
it.
too. I'll be renting this place out if anyone's interested.
There's already so many like things of like we're hosting the like at the airport. It's like home of the Olympics 2002 and 2034. It's like damn guys, but. Downtown Salt Lake City, there's a lot more high rises that like there's a new apartment building that just went up. That's the new tallest building in Utah. Here's what's interesting about Utah though. Did you know, fun fact, did you know Utah, Salt Lake City was founded and like, I almost said colonized. No. Well, yeah. Ooh. Actually, yes. But it was established before Los Angeles, before Las Vegas, and yet we're so much smaller.
But I'm not surprised. My assumption is that the church wanted to keep it that way.
Yeah, no, it's exactly what it is.
Because it's easier to control. And
it was-
especially like slower growth.
It was Brigham Young in particular. Like
Shocker.
he particularly made ways so people couldn't come here.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean not to be fair, I do not like Brigham Young.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him any benefit of the doubt. But
It's always surprising to me that the church's universities are named after him.
No, right.
Like, you can always do a rebrand. Look at, like, literally any company.
Well, the University of Utah and Brigham Young University were both established from him, and I don't think it was called Brigham Young University. I think the church later called it that. I'm like,
Weird choice.
that was a weird choice. Yeah. But not to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but to give the members the benefit of the doubt, they did just get like brutally persecuted in Missouri beforehand from people who didn't.
I guess
quite
that's fair.
them.
Like, for the time, they were probably skeptical of outsiders.
Yeah, for sure. But it's interesting to me because Las Vegas is massive, and obviously Los Angeles is massive, and San Diego is massive.
Yeah.
And our city is like a little baby city. Even Colorado is bigger than here, I assume. I've never been to Denver.
No, it's bigger.
It's a lot bigger. Yeah.
The one thing I like about Salt Lake City, though, over Denver is, like, people in Denver will be like, we have the mountains so close, but it's still at least like an hour away. Like, here in Salt Lake, you literally can drive from downtown. I mean, we're in the mountains right now. And it's 20 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic, to my house from where you live, which is downtown.
I live in the heart of downtown.
So
you live in the mountains.
So
And
exactly. It's
like,
literally
we're like 20 minutes away.
So no, Denver, like, yeah,
Like,
the mountains are
you're in the
there,
mountains.
but like where I grew up, I was just as close to mountains. I was 45 minutes away
Yeah.
from different volcanoes.
The Salt Lake City like sits in the valley, and there's mountains surrounding it. It's such a beautiful skyline. I think I love Salt Lake City, and I'm really proud of it for growing. And I really want it to keep growing.
If we could just get some more water back in our lake, that would be great to help our air quality.
There's a project on that too.
I have heard, and I heard that a bunch of local businesses, like, combined contributed maybe $30 million, was it, towards helping the lake. I always am just like, let's just get a huge pipe that connects the ocean. And my husband hates that I say that because apparently environmentalists have shown that would ruin so many ecosystems. But, like, our lake would be full. Sometimes I'm selfish.
I think Trump actually talked about helping to fill the lake too.
Wow.
I don't know. It's something. Again, the Olympics. The Olympics are coming here, guys. Like, we have to put on a good face for the world.
The Olympics are important.
Yeah.
Although these are the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Less than.
Also, I'm glad they didn't come this year because we got no snow this year.
Oh my gosh, this year I have like coworkers and stuff out east who were like, I was just there and they were using artificial snow machines. Yeah. I wouldn't have come here.
It was a worse.
But then it
winter.
snowed and I told someone else because they were coming the next week and I was like, you're so lucky. As long as it doesn't get hot again, the snow should still be here.
I mean, it was a great winter in terms of like in the middle of December, I would go on walks. I'm like, it's like 65 degrees outside.
No, like for living, it's great. It's just then we have to survive the summer and
Well, and also like we get all our water supplied from the snow on the mountains, and now we're like,
A
crap.
couple years ago, we got really lucky and had a pretty rainy summer. And
So
so
hopefully that happens
now I
again.
just keep hoping we have rainy summer.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess as long as we get the water, it's just
Otherwise, no water.
we
For
haven't
us.
typically been a place that had rain, and so we needed the ice packs and the snow packs, and
Yeah.
but we'll see.
But
But I was gonna tell you about Small Lake City. I recently found out that somebody I know is actually in some of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and has met and worked with the ladies a few times. So I don't want to, necessarily say who it is because Small Lake City, but I heard Mary's very nice in real life, which
oh,
everyone told me I would like her when she came back. And I'm totally saying what they meant because I feel like I was getting really frustrated before because I thought she was very disrespectful, but now I feel like I don't know, she's more just like being herself and saying her opinion, but not necessarily like saying hurtful things to say something hurtful.
right. She's just kind of honest. And has she called Heather an inbred yet?
Is literally the next episode I'm supposed to watch because
Oh, okay.
it's a next on Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
or whatever, Real Housewives of Salt
Well,
Lake
she
City.
calls her inbred, and then like it was almost like the season before, and then the next season, she obviously saw the season. She's like, "Do you
It was
think
two seasons before because she skipped being on a season, and so now that she's
Oh.
back on, yeah. So,
So the next
Heather,
episode when Heather confronts her about it,
do you really think I look inbred?
and she's like, "I do."
Look,
But
at
the thing,
least
she's
you're honest,
Yeah.
right? Like
it's refreshing with all
usually
these,
people are mad that you're lying. Okay, I'm being honest.
It is refreshing with a group of women that are constantly lying and being like, "I have video proof,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "I didn't do that." Yes, you did.
I honestly Whitney just tried to meet up with Mary to apologize or whatever and get good. And Mary bounced from that dinner real quick. Before it seemed kind of petty, like their fight and stuff. But now I'm at the point where I just have to be like, you know what? There are 8 billion plus people on this planet. You are not going to like every one of them. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to then be mean and vicious and hate each other, but we can just be in the same room together and not be best friends either.
Yeah.
It's okay, people. Just because someone doesn't like you doesn't mean you have to hate them or they have to hate you.
Yeah.
Friendships run their course, and that's all right too.
See, after becoming an adult and learning that how to regulate my emotions better at age 18, I feel like I never understood how people are like, I can't be in the same room with them or I can't stand them, and it's like, well, why?
Right.
Or if it is that traumatizing for you, then why do you hang out with them so much?
Yes. Yep. And so I don't know. Now
That's what a therapist would call self-sabotage.
the inner saboteur,
Yes.
as RuPaul would call it.
Oh. Good on Rue.
Yeah, she knows her stuff.
Well, I'm excited for you to finish season 4. Hopefully next time we meet, I mean, that's in a week, so get on it.
Yes. I will do my best. My family was here this last weekend, so we were very busy. Most of my family is still, I guess my immediate family, pretty much everyone except for me, is still Mormon. And my sister got sealed in the temple this weekend, which is like a Mormon wedding, essentially.
Yeah.
So I was busy.
Yeah. Should we have an episode about the temple? Because I've got opinions. I think I just really like Catholic
Like their
cathedrals more.
No, I totally agree.
Like if it's compared to if it's a modern day temple and it's compared to an Italian cathedral or a European cathedral, it's not the same.
No.
It's very practical.
Even the Salt Lake Temple, which looks grand and like a castle from the outside.
It has drywall on the inside.
The inside's pretty. There are rooms that are more beautiful, But a lot of it's just still basic. Again, like previous episode, where's the architect?
Okay, we did talk about
where's
this.
Where's the vision? Thing. Where's the interior designer? Because, yeah.
I mean, granted, Utah has this thing called Parade of Homes where, like, millionaires show off their houses. And I've been more impressed by those than some of the temples, honestly.
Those are some of the only nice houses out here. So
yeah, they're like millions.
So much of Utah feels like a pop-up book. Like you just open it, and whoop, whoop, those are the houses that we have.
And they'll be right by. It'll be like in a neighborhood for like 3 trailer park houses, and then their house. Like,
so true.
Wow. Yeah, looking at you, Mapleton's a weird city.
But we will go to that open house, and we will report back.
Yes.
And hopefully eventually maybe, or next year or whatever. When's Rivera's open?
It hasn't even been, it's been announced. I'm on top of it, but it's been announced that they're making a temple there, but the area of Rivera, like, it hasn't been further announced.
I see.
It's been announced, but it hasn't been further announced.
Land will be.
That's what I know. I want to know. I like to think, because like I said, my area was always in the outskirts. I'm like, I bet it's going to be in my area, like on the outskirts of the city.
My area had the soccer field in it one day, and we went inside and we got to walk across the field and stuff.
See, that's cool. Not mine.
Mine was like half city and half countryside. It was like the best area. And I was in a 4-elder house, so Actually, you know what? Let's just share. Let's share
mission moment.
My birthday, but we can share that another time.
Yeah.
I was hazed.
My name is Ryan Cooper, and I was hazed.
I had heard of this happening, but like there was so much going on. The like 2 to was it just 2 days that happened over that we left? Was it 3 that we left the MTC and then traveled like flew from Buenos Aires to Montevideo and then we took the bus from there to Rivera. It was just 2 days.
It was one day, my man.
One day. It was technically the next day because it was 3 a.m. I got in that taxi. But
okay, yeah. So we left the MTC, I think, in the morning. It was like it was in the morning.
It was the 5th of July because we had just celebrated the 4th day.
Cool. It was a 15-minute flight because it was just over the ocean, and I remember it because
30 minutes.
It was 30 minutes.
It was 30 minutes because they had just enough time.
Okay.
Why do you remember it?
I remember it because they just handed out tickets to all the missionaries. There was at this point 9 of us left that made the cut, and half of you guys got first class tickets, and the other half of us got coach.
Just 4 of us.
4 of you.
It was only 4 of us. The rest of you guys.
Like, I don't know. Like, what? That's so mean.
I was one of them. I couldn't believe it. It was my first time flying first class. The mission was my first time flying. We were poor growing up. We didn't fly places. So flying Atlanta was my first, and then to Buenos Aires to MTC.
Crazy.
And 2 months later, we flew from Buenos Aires to Montevideo, and I flew first class. It was me and my companion, and then I don't remember who it was, but it was 2 Latino people.
Remember, because they served us breakfast, and by serving us breakfast, they gave us a granola bar.
Was Principe in our group?
Yeah.
I think he was also in first class with
Interesting. He later became my companion.
And you guys didn't do it great.
No.
But, but at the time, we were having a great time in first class. We got fed breakfast. I looked back. I remember looking back. And I saw Elder Wolston's face, and then the people just closed the curtain. And we were being served breakfast.
Don't look at those poor people.
Newspaper. It was talking about the second Harry Potter film, and I was trying my best to translate it and understand
it in Spanish?
Yes, and we, had our 2 months of the MTC trying to learn it.
They gave you guys newspapers in first class?
Yeah, we got newspapers and breakfast.
Do you still have that newspaper?
I wish I would have kept it.
That would be a cool thing to keep.
Yeah, well,
that's why I keep.
I was stupid and think about it.
I should have been in first class. I would have kept. I keep crap like that. Well, I remember because they served us a granola bar, and they served you guys like a parfait and a sandwich.
We had like a breakfast sandwich and a parfait and fruit and like juice or milk. And
I remember some of us didn't know you were in first class, me, until we got off the plane. I'm like, I am starving, and you're like, really? I feel great.
I was like, wait, you guys think that's actually when I started to realize we were, because I just didn't think we would have been put in first class. I honestly didn't I knew we were in a better spot, I guess, than other people because of the curtain.
That's what most people in first class say. They're like, I knew I was better than everybody, but I didn't know why.
I was just born into this life.
Yes.
Oh
man.
my gosh. So anyway,
So that was in the morning.
second day, my first day waking up in the mission field, as they call it.
Okay.
I wake up in Rivera, border town along the border of Brazil, and Fort Elder House. But I didn't know that yet, actually.
Yeah.
My trainer was like, yeah, we live here. There was a closed door when we walked upstairs. There was like one big room. There was like our living room and the kitchen, which had kind of like a...
It was an open concept apartment. I really enjoyed it.
What was the counter made out of? Maybe just some kind of hard surface. And then like...
Who knows? Was it metal? I feel like most of mine were like metal counters.
I'll have to look at pictures. I don't remember.
Okay. I think I only went to your apartment once.
I remember we had a very similar orange tile to actually what I have in my kitchen throughout the whole house. My trainer said the closed door. I was like, well, what's in there? And he's like, oh, that's just like a closet. And I was like, okay. And it was 3 a.m, so we were like headed to bed. It had been a crazy day of traveling. Looking around was very like different. It was just so new. It was like
very like culture shock. And,
yes.
Like, yeah.
And so we go to bed, and at 6, I actually think we slept through our alarms that first morning because we got in so late. So I think it was like 6:45 that this happened. I'm in a mummy sleeping bag, and because it's July, which sounds hot here in the U.S., but we're in the southern hemisphere, so it's freezing cold, and it's like
the dead of winter.
90% humidity every single day, which I grew up somewhere dry, so like I'm not used to this. I'm so cold, and there's no heaters in this house, right? Like we have some space heaters that we can run on occasion, but don't run up that electricity bill. And anyway, I get thrown out of my bed onto the ground, and people are screaming in Spanish. And honestly, had I lived there even one day, I might have realized that like this person is too tall to be from Uruguay. But yeah, I get thrown out of my bed. People are screaming. I have chairs put on top of me to like pin me down. They like rough up the room, I guess. I saw them hold my companion against the wall, and like they're screaming in his face. They're wearing ski masks, which also like, as if anyone in Uruguay would have a ski mask. Where are they skiing? It's a completely flat country. It's grasslands all the way. And anyway, turns out it was the 2 guys living in the other room. That was the closed door and not a closet.
2 other missionaries.
Yes, which like in terms of size, terrifying. One of them is someone who would go on to play like college football for Berkeley, and like he was huge. And at that time that he's ginormous, he would tell me, I'm really like sad because I've lost 40 pounds of muscle since I've been here. You were bigger than this? He was huge.
He was a big dude.
Anyway, so it was terrifying. I didn't like, they're screaming in Spanish, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, we're being robbed.
Did you like yell, scream, sit in silence?
I literally said nothing. I made 0 sounds. My eyes were probably like this huge, and I'm just like, my arms are tucked in this mummy bag, and I just like.
Did you think you were getting robbed? Do you think like this is a joke or something's going on?
I honestly, I will double check my journal, but I feel like I was not processing it. I was just like, what is happening?
Oh yeah. You're just waking up.
Right. Like, I was exhausted. I'm just waking up off like 2 to 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, I had no idea what was happening, but it was crazy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, they definitely discourage that kind of hazing on the mission.
Yeah, I wasn't hazed, thankfully. I don't think I would have took it very well. I was really high strung.
Honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like, not that I'm trying to advocate for hazing people, but for me, I do feel like I was very shy and timid and wasn't sure how the mission was going to be, and I think it helped kind of break the ice for me and the guys I was going to live with. and I had a great time living with them. So
See, I've heard about hazing being like kind of a trauma bonding thing, I guess.
right, so maybe it wasn't good, but
Well, no, I have a niece who is in a sorority, and she's like, they don't let us haze, and I was like, oh, that's probably good, and she's like, no. She's like, I feel like it's a good way to connect with people. Like, but my brain, I'm just like, that seems like such a miserable, stupid thing.
maybe it depends on what you're doing though, because like obviously if you take it too far, then it's no longer like hazing. It's almost like
Abuse.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, I come from a family who loves to tease each other. It's a huge love language of ours.
Yeah.
You know, when my cousin moved out here, like, I think it got a little too intense for a minute.
With me and your cousin?
What?
With me and your cousin?
Yeah, so you and Laura.
Yeah,
like,
we
you guys
didn't get along.
because Laura and I had a lot of inside jokes, and also we're heavy on the teasing.
And so then I felt like an outcast, and I think I respectfully was like, Ryan, when you're with Laura, I don't feel good about myself, or something like that.
Yes, and it shattered my existence because
And then Ryan was
my
like,
two best friends aren't getting along.
and so he decided to tell her, and then she's like, and I was very, because, you know, I was a good trained Mormon. I was very non-confrontational. And so she's like, I heard you don't like me. And I'm like, ah! When did I say that?
But then it worked out, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the right move because in the end, we were all able to become friends.
Yeah.
We started playing the Oscar party she never came to.
Yes. She's actually mentioned in one of our first episode within the first 10 seconds. And she commented saying, I was mentioned in the first 10 seconds. And she is currently probably one of our only subscribers. So shout out to Laura.
We're up to like 30 followers. So
Yeah.
Costco's going to be calling
Any minute.
like, waiting for the phones to ring.
Yes. Well, can I of embarrassment?
Please
You know about it because you were there. Speaking of the first day on the
Lucky me.
mission, when we got to Uruguay, we go to the mission home, which is like a beautiful house. It's an illusion. You're like, wow, I think I'll like it here. No other house was this beautiful. It had carpet.
It had a dishwasher.
And a washer and dryer.
Yes.
We
So many
assume somewhere in the
I
house.
was blessed to have a washer at some point in my mission, but
What?
not a dryer. And it was winter months, so it was still hard to dry things.
We had-
I dried things in the oven a lot of the time.
We did two, and the house just smelled like mold.
It was bad.
Like, yeah.
But we had washers, so I was happy.
we would hand wash our clothes and then hang them out to dry. And yeah, sometimes in the oven. Because
You just have to rotate it a lot, so I burned my bed sheets a few times, but it's fine.
Yeah. But we go to the mission home. She makes this amazing dinner. I mean, I remember it to this day. It was barbecue chicken and scalloped potatoes. I try to replicate it so many
I
times.
wasn't sure where the story was going at first, but I'm excited.
Okay, so we're at the dinner. All of us missionaries, we're all new missionaries. There's 9 of us American. I don't know how many Latinos, maybe 4.
We were a big group. I think there was actually like...
And we're around this huge dinner table, and they're like, okay, let's go get some food. And I back out of my chair, and like the legs just like snapped underneath, which I've struggled with, you know, feeling overweight a lot in my life. At this point, I wasn't overweight, but I still...
I think everyone lost weight in the MTC.
Everyone, unlike the American MTC where everyone gains weight, we all lost weight.
Yes, and some of us would continue to do so the rest of the mission.
I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I lost weight a lot during the mission.
Same.
But the chair just snapped from underneath, and I like flew backwards. And at this point, Ryan and I were actually pretty close. But don't worry, he did not.
This is how you know we were close.
He did not help me. He, in fact, was so embarrassed for me that he ran into the other room immediately as I like am flying back out of my chair.
I was laughing too.
And then I will say this about the APs. We talked crap about the APs before, but they were like, oh, and they like replaced the chair.
We're very efficient.
Yes, they were so efficient. And I had a new chair within like, I think 5 seconds.
Honestly, that
It was
is
just-
also a core memory from the mission for me.
It was just a moment, like you hear the crack of the seat, and then you just feel yourself floating back, and you're like, what do I do?
You looked like stuck in your chair between like it and the like dresser thing behind you.
Yes.
Whatever you call that.
But I full on like was on my back. Like
It's so funny.
So some may call that worse than hazing, but you know.
And others wouldn't.
I'll have to bring I love teaching. I'll have to bring my next episode. I'm going to bring my mission scriptures as my mission moment.
Please do, because you'll probably be drugged. Because for all of our fans out there, Greg is having a pretty intense surgery tomorrow.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we'll record next week. He'll be on drugs. You're going to love it.
I will be on the drugs. But anyway, thanks for listening to our podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Please subscribe, tell your friends.
And Costco. Everyone email Costco.
Yeah. Email Costco. And yeah, we're going to have them as a sponsor.
Yes. Have a blessed day.